Hi y'all, it's Crazy G, and I'm here to talk to you about the Anastasia Beverly Hill Subculture palette. Now, I've been watching a ton of reviews, and yes, I know I'm swollen. I have an abscessed tooth. It's not as bad as it was, but today's my first day back to work, and was the first day I could actually apply makeup. So I wanted to talk about the Subculture palette because, one, I bought two and I've had them for a week, but I couldn't play with them. I'm looking at the wrong spot again, of course. I couldn't play with them because I wasn't feeling well. I have to get some work done. Genetics, my family has crappy teeth, just the way it is. But and I was horrified by all these reviews, like, what the heck. So I'm kind of preempted making this video because I don't know, I mean, I personally did this look. I feel like it's blended with this palette. Yes, there is fallout. There's fallout. But I found, I watched a ton of reviews and I was afraid to use it. I was afraid to dip my brush in it. I was afraid to touch it. And like, I got two because I want to have a giveaway when I have 100 subscribers. So I've been collecting stuff and I thought this would be like a great gift for one of my subscribers that have supported me. So, like, to me, I just want to give back. But I'm going to show you. This is what my palette looks like. I've only used it today, right now. I mean, I literally have to leave for work in less than an hour, but I wanted to record this because I wanted to give you my thoughts. Oh my God, it's not as bad as everybody says it is. And I was so afraid to use this palette. I'm like, okay, I gotta use special brushes. I gotta blend a certain way. It is very, very pigmented. And what that means is these are super soft shadows. She did change the formula. Instead of mica, she's using talc, which is even more powdery, so it's going to kick off powder. But what I did, and I am no pro, I am no makeup artist. They're saying, like, this is, makeup artists can only use a bull. That's crap. No. It's a palette that you need to take your time with. There's a lot of dark colors in here. I mean, if you're looking at this, you're seeing dark greens, dark yellows. I mean, they're just dark colors. The three shimmers are almost wet, and I would equate them to the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself palette. If anybody has that, they kind of feel wet, but they're not wet. That's what these feel like. So you're not going to get a ton of pigment on a brush. I did use my MAC synthetic, flat shader brush to lay it down, and then I went over it with my finger. I did not wet my brush to get the green on my lids. I even put the pink on my brow bone, the cube color, and I mean, it's not supposed to be super pigmented, that color. But it's so pretty, and I did not wet my brush for that either. So I used Edge. Yes, I used Axis, and I did my eyes in a different order. Like, I went and placed the like, I tapped off my brush because I only, like, dipped in there so lightly, tapped the brush off, and where I wanted the most pigment is where I placed the brush. So I started with my outer V and I kind of winged it out. Then I went into my crease with Edge, the yellow color, and I blended that like from the beginning of my inner corner over, and then I blended Dawn further in my crease to just kind of blend the edge out. And then I went and put Electric on my lid, and in my inner corners is the green from the Alchemist palette. But these shadows aren't as intimidating as I initially thought. Now, people are talking about batch numbers. I checked my batch numbers. Both of mine came from the P7 batch. I don't know if that means anything at all. I'm not sure. I don't know, maybe there is a bad batch that people got, and I feel really bad if that happened, but sometimes stuff happens. So I don't know if my batch was good or bad, or I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm seeing these big YouTubers like, oh my god, it's horrible, but then I see other people really creating some nice looks. And even the ones that said it was horrible did not have awful looks. So I'm kind of wondering, like, am I freaking myself out with with watching all these reviews? Should I just not? But I just wanted to come on and tell you that because they're so pigmented, you're gonna have to take it easy with it. Don't swirl your brush in, or you're gonna hit pan. You're just gonna hit pan. And I never do that with my shadows. I am very gentle with whatever shadows I have, because I kind of want to have them for a while, you know what I mean? But especially ABH's shadows, because they are so pigmented and they are powdery. So I don't want to hit pan, and you don't need a lot. I mean, let me get a brush for you. Let me get a brush. For most of my look, I used natural hair brushes. I used some MAC brushes. And I used this brush for most of it. This is the MAC 221. And I literally, when I went into Axis, I tapped it. That's how much I got on there. And I tapped it off. And then I went and I put the pigment exactly where I wanted the darkest part of the pigment to be, and blended that out. And I blended it out with clean brushes, so I was constantly maneuvering my brushes. I mean, that's like a dot of shadow on there. And even when I did that, you see there, I mean, there's a little kick up, but it's nothing like, you know, swirling your brush in there and making a big old mess with you. Like, I can't afford to do that with my eyeshadows. I don't know about you guys, but I want to keep my stuff, you know what I mean? And I would never do that. So this is not just for makeup artists. This is for anybody who likes this color scheme and who likes Anastasia's shadows. I do. I like them. I feel like the look that I created, I didn't even use eyeliner. I went in with Untamed and used that as my eyeliner. Like, at first I was so scared to use this, and I figured I better start my makeup early because I don't want to be late for work. Well, I'm done an hour early for work. So it wasn't necessary. I got myself all worked up over nothing. They're just highly pigmented and they're soft shadows. You're gonna have fallout. That's given. I got more fallout from the shimmer shade than I did the mattes, because they're super matte. But I used just a dab and I tapped it off, and I dabbed and I tapped it off, and you know what I mean? I did it slowly and surely, and I built it up slowly but surely. So I don't want everybody thinking that, I mean, I know that I'm not reaching the whole world, and this is probably controversial. I know I don't have a lot of subscribers, but I'm just coming from a perspective of the consumer that's not a makeup artist, that this is a workable palette. And maybe wait until Anastasia Beverly Hills, maybe they will do a recall. I don't know. Maybe this is what they intended for. I don't know. But if you're unsure about it, wait till you see it in the store. Touch it, feel it, play with it in the store. That's probably your best bet. But I mean, I went into it, I wanted it right away because I want to give one to you guys. And as soon as I started hearing all these awful reviews, I was like, what? Because I love the Modern Renaissance palette, and this is the sister. I don't know why you would change the formula to a sister palette, but oh, and this is the ColourPop highlight, that Gimme Face, Give Me More palette. Oh my god, I love that palette, and I got one for my 100 subscriber giveaway because I love you guys. But yeah, I just really wanted to get on here and tell you guys, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I mean, if you're really heavy-handed and you're really not sure, you know, that you could do this, then don't get it. Like, don't get it. You could dupe these out. You can find colors like this, I'm sure. I'm sure this is not the only palette that has this color scheme. I like it. I think it's beautiful. I've been waiting for a palette like this, and it's a mix of cool and warm tones, so you can go either way with the palette. But I'm a green lover. I love green. If y'all know me, follow me on Instagram, you know I do a lot of green looks, and the last picture I posted was an all green look, so here I go again with the green look again. But what I'm just trying to say is I was so scared to use this palette, and I have never been afraid to use makeup before. Like, that's just not me. Usually I just go in and whatever comes up, whatever happens, happens, and you know, I'll fix it somehow. And usually when something goes wrong, I add glitter. Glitter fixes it all. I didn't have to add any glitter. There's no glitter on my eyes. I'm gonna go to work like this, and I feel confident that my makeup looks decent. So I didn't see any oxidation. This edge color in the pan, it looks like it's gonna be a bright yellow, but it's a mustard yellow. So it's going to come off mustard yellow on your eye. The new wave is a yellowy orange, so it's going to be a combination. Now if you put down Roxy, this peachy color, and you try to blend the orange yellow new wave color on top of it, it's going to look muddy. If you put down All Star, that maroon color, and try to blend a green on top of that maroon, it's going to be muddy. Because these colors are so different in form and in fashion, you really have to be conscious of your color combinations. And I'm saying this because some colors just don't go together. Like, that's just a fact of life. Some colors are not meant to go together. You put certain colors with certain looks. Like, I don't know anybody who wears red and green eyeshadow. Like, I mean, unless it's for Christmas, I guess. I don't know. But that's, if I was going to use this palette for any color combination, if I'm going to use the red, I'm probably going to use the orange, or this peachy color. It's not orange. This peachy color. I'd probably start with Dawn, this light color, go into that, use the red on my outer corners, and then go into the bronzy color if I wanted to use that warm color combo. But if I'm going to use the cool tones like I did today, I used the greens and the yellows, then yes, I'm going to go into these greens and yellows. I mean, you can use this in your crease, and on your outer corner use this dark purple. Like, that would look good. So because the palette has such dark colors and super matte, super powdery, highly pigmented shadows, and because it's both warm and cool toned, the color combinations that you use need to work with one another. They do play well with one another if you place them in the correct way. And I'm not a genius in color wheels, or I'm not an artist or anything like that, but just from my own experience, there's just certain things I wouldn't put together, if you know what I mean. Now, if I wanted to put the red on the lower lash line after I did a green eye, I think that would be okay, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't blend the red and the green together, or it just wouldn't look right. So that's what I'm saying. There's no need to fear this palette. It's absolutely unnecessary. I don't know why the internet is blowing up. Like, I feel like every big hot release, there's always some kind of controversy, and for Christ's sake, it's only makeup. Like, we just want to, we're makeup lovers. We just want to play with makeup. And whatever we do with it, it's not right, it's not wrong, it's just makeup, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's my take on it. Like I said, maybe I got a good batch. I really don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that. I see what other people are saying with the kick up and stuff, but if you're gentle with a gentle shadow, then you'll probably be able to make it work. But if you go digging into these palettes, if I went and dug into my Modern Renaissance palette, it's going to be all over the place. It's going to be a hot mess. And I remember when I first got my Modern Renaissance palette, I was like, holy fallout, you know what I mean? And I had to teach myself how to be gentle with gentler eyeshadows. They're not pressed hard at all. And she did that so we have the pigment. Now, I mean, cool tones in general are very hard to blend out. So when you start slowly and build up, you're gonna have a better end result. So that's my take on it. I like the palette. I hope you all like the palette. If you've got it, tell me what your thoughts are. Tell me what you think, because I want to know. I want to know, did you have a hard time? Because I was scared, and I felt like my makeup turned out okay today. And I really didn't have nothing to fear. So I let the internet work me up, and I probably shouldn't have. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. I mean, and I hope you guys will subscribe, because I've been putting stuff away. I got so much stuff. I want to do a giveaway so bad. I am so excited. You have no idea. I just want to. So all the people that have been with me so far, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And if you're new, welcome. Welcome to Crazy Family, because I am just nuts. But yeah, I hope you all have a good day, and take care, and don't be afraid of this palette. There's nothing wrong with it. I'll talk to you soon. See you in my next one.